What's going on, friends? This is Paul Hutchings with another episode of The Good Parts, episode 144. Hope you're having a great day. If you're tuning in live, please do me a favor, comment below. If you're tuning into the replay, say, what's up in the comments. I'd appreciate it. In today's Good Parts episode, I'm going to share with you one hack. I think it's a hack that has been hugely responsible. If this hack could be the thing that is the most responsible for helping me to take the setbacks of life, the failures of life, the negative experiences of life, and turn them, transmute them into something that makes me smile and move forward. And I think this is a superpower. There is a great quote from Wayne Dyer where he said, if you change the way you look at things, the things you look at change. And what's up, Nick? Hey, thanks for saying hello. Thanks for tuning in today. I appreciate you. And I was listening to a training not too long ago where this trainer was talking about metaphors in mythology for life. And one of the metaphors is the Hydra, like this beast that pops all these heads out, and then you pull your sword out, the hero of the story, and cuts off the head, and then another one pops out, and then it cuts off the head, and then another one pops out. And it's just like this constant, never-ending battle of like cutting these heads off of this monster that's popping up. And this trainer, when he was talking about this symbol that pops up in mythology, he says, that's life, man. You know, and it really is. And what's it representing? It's representing the fact of life, that life does seem to be a series of problems that continually pop up. And one of the interesting things about problems is you have a problem and then you're like, oh no, I got a problem. And then it kind of gets you down a little bit, and then you go to work trying to figure out how to solve it, and you tell yourself, when I get this problem solved, everything's going to be great. And then you solve the problem, and sure enough, another head of the Hydra pops out, and you have another problem. So this does seem to be kind of a fact of life. However, depending upon how you look at this situation can greatly affect your attitude and your state of being and your state of happiness, joy, or lack thereof as you're dealing with the problems of life. And this morning on our mastermind, we have a mastermind that we do every day. It's called the Grow Rich Mastermind. And one of our friends, her name is Mama Elizabeth, she said something about problem. She said the word problem. And she said, if you switch out the word problem with another word, it can really affect how you look at that. And I forget the word she used, but it got me thinking about that. Like, you know, problems. What are other words for problems? Problems can be opportunities, and this is specifically true if you're an entrepreneur, because if you think about what people love to buy solutions to problems. So if you have a problem in business, if you can figure out a way to solve it, that can be a very, very profitable thing to do. So you can look at problems as opportunities, challenges, and this would get into the second area or reframe of problem. I like to use the word challenge. And why do I like to use the word challenge? Because if you use the word challenge, I think it's more accurately hinting to what problems can really do for us if we look at them as a challenge, and if we accept them as a challenge. What problems a lot of times do is they cause us to grow, and they cause us to transform. Because if we have a problem we don't know how to solve, what has to happen usually is we as people have to get better. We have to change in order to face the challenge and overcome it. So you can swap out these couple of words for the word problem, but the phrase, the hack, the thing I really wanted to share is this simple phrase that comes from Napoleon Hill. And the phrase is, in every apparent setback, and Nick says, challenges only make us stronger and better people, and it makes us better people. I agree, makes us better people, depending upon how we choose to face those challenges. Because, you know, like for some people, a challenge can knock us clear out of the game and can scare us and cause us to shrivel into our shell. But if we face the challenge, I think that's exactly true, Nick. It makes us stronger and better people. But here's the phrase, here's the hack. You know, and this is a reframe. So what's a reframe? A reframe is where you take whatever your mind is focusing on, and it has a certain meaning. And usually it has a certain meaning because we have a certain frame around it, right? And so a reframe is where we look at the thing we're looking at and we change the frame. We can make the frame bigger. We can put different context around it. We can do all of these things to the thing we're looking at within the frame that changes the way we react to what's in the frame. And so this sentence that Napoleon Hill has in his writings, as I've continued my personal development journey, I've learned that this is a reframe. This is like the ultimate reframe. And here it is. In every apparent setback lies the seed of an equal or greater advantage. Now, why is that a reframe? Because usually when we look at setbacks or problems, we think of them as negative. But if we adopt the belief that in every apparent, why is it apparent? Because it's like apparently on the surface, it looks like a problem. It looks like a setback. In every apparent setback lies the seed of an equal or greater advantage. That's a reframe, because instead of looking at the setback or the problem as a setback or a problem, it guides our mind to look inside that problem and say, where is the seed that's at least as good as this problem is bad or better than this problem is bad? And I picked this up when I was reading like years ago, and I thought, wow, that's an interesting way to look at things. And I wonder if this is like some trick of the mind, or if this is actually how life works. And I don't know the answer, but I do know that in all of my business failures, I could list them all. I've had a bunch of business failures where it felt like the world came crashing down on me and I was ready to quit. I remembered that phrase: in every apparent setback lies the seed of an equal or greater advantage. And because I remembered that phrase, I would always catch myself and say, okay, even though it looks like everything's falling apart, there's a seed in here maybe of something better. And I would start to look for that seed. And as I reflect back on all of my business failures, invariably in every single one, I always found something that was better, something that was more profitable, something that was going to be much more, prosperous and freedom bringing for every single one. There's not been one where I wasn't able to find something better. Now that's from a business standpoint, but life is about more than business, right? So I was thinking about some of the big problems that happen, like let's say sickness, for example. Sickness is something that we're probably all going to deal with throughout our lives, either ourselves or someone that we know and love. How can sickness have a seed of an equal or greater advantage? I want to give you a couple examples. I have a family member right now who's dealing with a very big health challenge. It's the C word. I'm not going to say the word, but you know what I'm talking about. And this particular family member, all of a sudden has gotten very spiritual. And this particular family member was not like this, in the past. All of a sudden, this particular family member is finding great meaning in God and seeking out messages from God and finding higher meaning in this particular challenge that this family member is dealing with. And people that I know that know this person, when they talk about it, they're like, this is like amazing. It's kind of like miraculous. Like the faith that's being developed in this person is astounding, and it's astonishing, and it's inspiring. And that's from a very, very, negative, what could be viewed as a negative health challenge. Napoleon Hill, he got sick in his old age, and he wrote his last book. It's called Grow Rich with Peace of Mind. And he writes in that book that maybe it was that he got sick so he would slow down and have time to organize his thoughts for this last book that he was writing. And so even sickness, I've got a hurt back right now, and it's forcing me to relax and take it a little easier and rest. So even this little, hurt back I have, there's a benefit there. There's a benefit. What about death? That's one of the bigger life challenges that happens. Death is a big one. And I've dealt with this a little bit in my life. I've had grandparents that I was very close to all of my life die. My grandpa Ford and my grandma Carol, I'm thinking about, they were like parents to me. And when they passed, that was a difficult thing. But I got a message. My grandfather died, and the message was, grief is such a beautiful, wild beast. And that phrase, it fit perfectly the emotions that I was going through, because on the one hand, I was so down in the depths of despair with the loss of my grandfather, and not too long before that, my grandmother. But then on the other hand, it's causing me to reflect back on my life with them and all of the beautiful moments and all of the lessons and all of the goodness that they added to my life. And that was benefit to me. It's helped me to stay positive even through the hydras, the heads of the snakes of life. And I just want to pass this along and encourage you to use this. If you're not already using this, test it out. Look at the problems that you have going on in your life right now that maybe were causing you to be discouraged or frustrated or sad or depressed, and ask yourself, what is the seed here? Is this problem causing me greater reflection? Is there a lesson for me to learn? Is there a better me on the other side of this problem waiting for me to get through? And if we can latch onto those seeds, that can carry us forth with a smile, through the challenges and the problems and the setbacks of life. So that's my message. Thanks everyone for tuning in. I appreciate you guys. And that's it. That's my message for today. I do these lives every day, Monday through Friday, in an effort to share ideas that can help you and me be happy, prosperous, abundant, and free. That's my main goal. Hey, Bill, good morning. Thanks for tuning in. I'm just finishing off here, so maybe you can catch the replay. I think it was a good one. But if you want more from me, I would love to encourage you to subscribe to me on social media. On YouTube, I'm like 7 subscribers away from hitting 1,000 subscribers. So that would be awesome. If you want to do me a solid, subscribe to me on YouTube if you're not already subscribed. And one other thing that I would love to offer you is a gift that has gone a long way in enhancing this phrase. And that is being around positive people. Being around people who look at the bright side of life. Being around people who are on a growth path, who are complimentary, who are lifting you up, who believe in you. And I'm a part of this community. We call it the Grow Rich Mastermind community. And every day, Monday through Friday in the morning, I get to tune in to very positive information, success type information, inspirational information. And it comes from a group of people who just lift me up and make me smile. And so if you'd like to tune into that, if you don't know what it is, I'd love to invite you to visit growrichmastermind.com. Put your name and email in that page, and that'll take you to a video of me where I explain the history behind this community, how to access our daily free conference call. And I think this can be a great gift and a benefit and a blessing to you if you want to be a happy, prosperous, successful person. So that's it. Thanks for tuning in, guys. Nick says, I love being around you because you refuse to give up and every single person benefits from it. Thank you so much. I appreciate that. And I do refuse to give up. I won't give up. I won't quit, right? I will persist no matter what. And I love being around people like you, Nick, who are of that same philosophy. So, all right, guys, I'm going to tune out. Get out there, take action, go for your dreams, make it a great day, and I'll be back tomorrow on the next episode of The Good Parts. Bye for now.